Welcome to today's recap of Friday, October 13th. This was a day I'm really excited to go over in terms of the best setups of the day. There were a lot of really gorgeous setups. Um, and especially one of those days where, as Eric says, like in particular, this is one of those days where it's more clear for me than normal, where it's those exact same controlled buying algorithms holding us in those channels, in those tapered channels, and yeah, it's just a gorgeous day. I'm very excited to go over with. Um, so to start, I have a fairly embarrassing move here on my part. Um, so I was looking here. I noticed we were in this buying channel. I saw there was just a lot of there was a complete lack of clarity for both of the indexes. The Qs were pushing up, then down, and the SPY was pushing down, then up, and there wasn't a whole lot of convergence with regards to what the moves were. So for that matter, you shouldn't be entering a trade. But anyways, I think at around this point, I actually got a call from someone in the morning, and I had to take the call. And there I was on the call, saying to myself like, "Oh yeah, inverse head and shoulder." Um, and like I saw the Qs had like a green bar that were defending the gap or something. And I remember before taking this trade, I asked myself, and I'm building this habit now, where I'm asking myself, what makes me want to take this trade? What makes me not want to take this trade? Did I plan for this trade? Um, did I spend time actually thinking how I want to execute this trade? Did this trade meet my plan, preparation, and execution requirements? And the answer to all that questions with regards to this trade was no. Um, so that was already a sign, but I think I just I just let whatever it was get to me. Like we had this right shoulder here form with this kind of this strong bull move flagging, and a break of this previous resistance, right? Turn support. We break through it and start retesting it. Strong rejection wicks, and then I didn't even buy here, and then we had this strong move down. And I'm like, oh, it's testing the support again, time to get a perfect fill. And when it kind of went up a bit, I entered. And that's not normally how I trade. I don't even execute my trades like that. So that's not the entry trigger I look for on like 99% of my trades. So this end was one of those trades where it's just like, oh my God, dude, like, what are you doing, right? All that work, all that preparation, all that planning, the pre-market routine, all that stuff, just to take a trade like this. And I was on the phone too, and I remember thinking to myself, like, dude, remember the last time that happened when you took a trade on the phone? You also lost, and it was stupid, and you regretted it. And I have that part of me, that kind of gambling, rebellious, edgy part that's like, oh, dude, just go for it. Come on, let's see what's up. Let's just take it. Um, and I got very upset with this trade. And I'm at that level now where I get upset with a trade or something, and I don't go and I don't put on, 30 times my size and take 15 trades in 5 minutes, up, down, up, down, up, down. I got up, I got off the phone, I got up, and I just got some water. I did some push-ups. I was just really upset. I had like a lot of energy and anger in me. I was very frustrated. But I had trained myself. I had reworked, reprocessed my brain to say, well, if you feel frustrated, if you feel upset, your those are emotional signals. Those are triggers. And rather than take it out on the market, rather than zone into that fight or flight mode, my reaction has been retrained to now, okay, the last thing I'm going to do now is go look at the chart. I just closed my computer. I got water. I walked away. I did push-ups. I rinsed my face. I just kind of like, oh my God. And I listened to some music, and I just calmed down. So, look, that much is good, but I know I can be better. And also, funnily enough, this was like I exited like 30 seconds before the 10 a.m. report, which would have absolutely destroyed me. So, yeah, won't happen again. I promise you. I promise you. And look, this was a trade where I completely redeemed myself. This was amazing. I had missed this earlier move where we had broken out of the stronger blue, broke and retested tapered teal algo. And I mean, what a trade, right? However, I missed it and I didn't feel FOMO. I wasn't upset. I was just preparing. I had noted this yellow channel. You see how we beautifully hold boom, 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 and then it holds resistance right here, as well as this, the tapered algo right here, this white one. And I said to myself, okay, well, if we're holding this resistance here, double top within that teal buying, there's the other top, and also forming this head and shoulders. We have the break of the red and then the break of the blue, and I entered right there on the break of the blue, which also lined up pretty nicely with the teal, and I rode this all the way down to the 20-day moving average, and that was great, and I think that was a pretty significant bottom. But yeah, I was patient for this. I was relaxed for it. But at the same time, there were those demons that were like, oh my God, dude, like, why are you taking this trade? Did you plan for it? Did you prep for it? And the answer is yes, I did. I have to rework and regain my confidence. Because this was great. Like I said, this yellow here, very nice yellow selling channel here. This tapering white, holding us down, double top within the teal, within the exact same blue controlled buying algorithms that were up here, right? Like Eric does, right? Although nowhere near as clean. But anyways, yeah, so I think that was fine. And the 20-day moving average also lined up with the bottom of the white channel, so that was a good place for me to exit. So now for a very exciting part, which is a review of the best trade setups of the day. With just simple price action, structure, algos. I'm very excited for this. I think this is one of the best days we've had in a while in terms of just gorgeous trade setups. Yeah. So to start, there was this move right here. And look, I wouldn't give this a 10 out of 10. I'd give it more like a 7 out of 10. That's why it's in orange. But you have this double top here, and you can kind of see this controlled buying channel. And you can say, well, maybe I can take a small lotto with the 10 a.m. volume spike and see what happens. And I know some traders do stuff like that. I know Riddim has taken trades like that, where he'll enter a position if he sees like a highly probable move before a 10 a.m. report, where it's like a very controlled channel, and it's wedging here at the top with this double top. It's like, okay, I can take. There's a great risk to reward because those moves are explosive. But anyways, so then we come in and we start to form this white channel here, right? Which we can then copy paste onto here and see how it holds beautifully. And we see this liquidity building breakout forms that head because it breaks out and immediately rejects in, so it's a hammer doji. And you'll notice we are also retesting the opening of the day here. So there's the opening of the day. And we broke through it aggressively. We formed this liquidity building here, this chop, which is our left shoulder. We come out. We form that head right at the top of that channel. And then we break down, forming that right shoulder. And then you could have entered here, or you could have entered on the break of this teal break, followed by the retest of that teal controlled buying, tapered algo. Then we continue lower, and we come up and we retest this white channel again. And this was the trade I took. This was one I was definitely proud of, although I forgot to mark this here. Right, because there was this sort of tapered channel coming in. So we have the same magenta controlled buying break, right up to the selling channel, double top, also head and shoulders pattern right here, very beautiful, and you have a clear 20-day moving average target. And yeah, that's a great trade. And so we come up, and you begin to see this tapered selling, right? This orange tapered selling. So the buyers are weakening. The sellers are weakening. So we break out of this white channel here, which is one of our stronger selling algos, as opposed to the red tapered algo, and we form very beautiful head, right shoulder, left shoulder, defending with the head defending the 20-day moving average, the right shoulder breaking out, retesting this white algo, forming that hammer doji, right? See how it breaks out, comes back, finds support with this, it retests this white selling channel, and which also forms our right shoulder support here, and it forms that hammer doji, right, where the buyers suck the price up, and then we break out. Beautiful trade. That's a beautiful trade, and you can ride this up. I mean, if you had charted this red channel here, right, which was, you know, fairly clear, fairly doable, chart this tapered red selling channel here, peg this up to the top, and you have a clear target. And that's a 10 out of 10 trade. That's an absolutely gorgeous trade. So this red, and again, this red tapered channel comes in, and we notice pretty quickly that there's the exact same controlled buying here, where we have this yellow and also the same tealed algo, right? And here's the setup where you have this kind of fairly clear rejections of this red channel, and you could enter there on the break, which also, you know, head and shoulder forming. But also, if you want some, this is quite a strong move, where I feel like if you wanted to be a bit more conservative, you could wait for the tapered break and that right shoulder to form. So this is quite a strong move, and you want to see, you know, maybe this is just a bull flag, maybe this is just a stronger retracement. Maybe we're going to find some support around here and form that right shoulder, right? But when this breaks back into our teal channel, and you start to see this liquidity building, and this is a strong enough break where it's like, okay, well, the bears are clearly in control here. They're clearly defending this red level. This was clearly controlled because all that move was immediately taken out, you know, just as quickly. And then we start forming this right shoulder. This is liquidity building, right, at its finest. So we have the head. We have the head there with the right shoulder here, and the left shoulder forming right here. Back in this tealed tapered buying algo, breaking us out. And that's the trade of the day. I think that's an absolutely gorgeous setup. And you can ride that down very clearly, because as soon as this little channel here forms, you have an amazing strong selling channel to take you down, and you were never really interfered with. It was always there. So you could ride this down, you know, take some profits, take some runners along the way, and you'd have no issue, right? Ride this all the way down. Maybe, you know, after some moves like this, take some profits to protect. Never really, you know, made a significant move above it. And after these three legs, 1, 2, 3 strong legs, right? 1 leg, 2 leg, 3 leg. I mean, how big of a move is this? It's a 2-point move, yeah. And I think that's the trade of the day. So thank you for watching. And if you're curious, this was, retest at the open of the day. Left shoulder liquidity building, right head failed breakout. Found resistance now at this previous support, which was the open of the day, this yellow level, and forms a very strong bar, right? Strong consecutive bars, breaking below this liquidity, retesting it, also retesting this taper channel, and you can continue lower. So yeah, thank you so much for watching.